Taking it to court, the city of Newark is suing New York City over its controversial program that relocates homeless residents to New Jersey. Joe Borelli, New York City councilman and minority whip, is here now to discuss. How do you feel about being sued for this policy, and how did it happen in the first place?
Well, first of all, it's not just Newark. We're getting reports tonight that other cities in North Carolina might be also filing lawsuits. Homelessness is certainly a tough nut to crack, but this can only be seen as a failure of the de Blasio administration to figure out any cost-effective way of dealing with this problem. It's actually very sad and very unfortunate that this is what the best we can do as one of the most wealthy cities in the country can do. And unfortunately, today we're also getting reports that so many of these people now are even living in squalor. So it's a top-to-bottom bad situation, and unfortunately, it's the mayor's name on the front door at City Hall.
But he tries to say this was about moving people to places where it's cheaper to live, where they can find a place to stay. So if our shelters are too full, you take them to Newark or somewhere else where didn't they have temporary affordable housing?
Sure. Look, I get it, and I get why some of the mayors would be upset and why they'd be opposed to it. But this administration came on 6 years ago promising to build more shelters, more supportive housing, which has tremendous amount of support, bipartisan support around the state.
Why hasn't it happened?
Well, he just can't get his bill to the legislature. I mean, Bill de Blasio is not someone known to be, a master of the state Senate or a master of the state legislature or even the city council, and he's just coming up short. I mean, unfortunately, he comes up short quite often, but this is a situation that has real ramifications for real people, and the overwhelming majority of them are in very bad spots.
I mean, one of the reasons why maybe he wasn't able to do it is because he's not spending any time in the office. I mean, in other news, according to analysis from New York Daily News, Bill de Blasio spent an average of 2.3 hours a day actually working on his duties as mayor during his short-lived presidential campaign. But that wasn't that much better than when he wasn't running for office. He was putting in about double that time, so, not even 5 hours. And that was based on his schedule. It's not like they're logging his time in the office. They're like looking at his schedule and calculating how much of his day he's spending actually working on issues that are related to being the mayor.
Look, Melissa, he's also known for taking naps, during that time he's even in the office. Most people learn the fine art of at least looking busy on their job when they take their, first job out of college. He just hasn't seemed to gotten that under control. Governing New York City is very serious. We have a budget and a population bigger than the entire country of Ireland. We have more people in uniform than the Royal Navy, actually. So this is a serious commitment, a serious time commitment. And I know I speak for Democrats and Republicans around the city who just wish he would give more interest and time.
Real quick, what comes next, though? I mean, Corey Stringer is the person who's sort of nipping at his heels. He's even more liberal. I mean, he's very critical of Mayor de Blasio. What are the chances that somebody comes in that wants to be fiscally responsible and get things together?
Look, it's going to be a tough nut to crack to get a Republican reelected in New York, or more certainly as one of the Republican leaders of this city. I mean, I'm sure, hopefully we can. But at this point, I mean, I'll even throw a bone to some of my Democratic colleagues. I'll take anyone who's at least interested in governing the city of New York over someone who's not.
I misspoke. Scott Stringer.
Scott Stringer and Corey Johnson, the speaker.
Thank you. Joe Borelli, thank you.
Thanks.
All right.